Hello and welcome to this video where we're talking about how you can get into a philosophy related subject at Oxford. This could be philosophy and theology, psychology, philosophy and linguistics, PPE. This would hopefully help you out. So the main tips I'm giving you for philosophy and theology really ties into the main things that Oxford education is like for philosophy and theology. In the Oxford education, when you're studying philosophy, you're going to be doing three main things. One is reading, the second is writing, and the third one is discussions. Reading and writing are quite simple. The Oxford education is based around your ability to write essays, read and self-teach yourself the material for writing those essays. And then that culminates in a tutorial with a tutor where you're discussing your essay with a teacher. So when you're thinking about it, all of Oxford education, I've been at Oxford for 2 years and I'm going into my final year now, but all my years, every single time I'm in Oxford, all I'm doing is I'm either reading for my essay, I'm writing my essay, or I am discussing my essay, what I've written, with my teacher. So what you should be thinking when you're applying to Oxford is, well, actually, how can I express these three tips? How can I show I can read well? How can I show I can write well? How can I show I can discuss well in the subject I'm applying to, philosophy for this example? And the ways you can do that is actually quite easy. It's not rocket science. It is time consuming, but it's not rocket science. First thing you could do to read well is to show that you can read a lot of works in your personal statement. Talk about certain books you've read. For example, for me, I read a lot of Dostoevsky. If you look at in my cupboard, this is my own library. You can see here behind me, these are a lot of all the books I was reading in my high school period. A lot of these things are 19th century Dostoevsky related stuff. So for example, I have, where is the Brothers Karamazov? Okay, I did take the Brothers Karamazov off the shelf, but I do have some stuff on Nietzsche meets Dostoevsky. Secondary literature is very good. It shows that you're interacting with kind of scholarly analysis of the works. I have biography of Dostoevsky. I have stuff on Nietzsche. I have the Brothers Karamazov, as I said, and Idiot. Those, my fiction, are down here. So you can see I have more fiction here. Dostoevsky, some works over there. So you can notice that I am reading a lot. Reading is very important, and as a result, you want to show that you've read a lot on your personal statement, or when you're applying in the interview, you want to be well read. Now, reading isn't everything because everyone can read a book. You don't need to be a rocket science to read a book. You might not be able to understand it, but you definitely can read it. So it's not the be-all and end-all to say, oh, I've read Heidegger's Being and Time, which I have here, because, well, I could have read Being and Time and not understood it. And how can you show that you've understood a work? You write about it. This is why in Oxford tutorials, you have to read and then you write an essay. That writing an essay shows or demonstrates to the tutors whether you understand the subject or not. So let me show you my files here. This is my files from Oxford that I bring back to Hong Kong. And let's just take my theology file from, actually, since this is a philosophy video, I may as well take out my philosophy file, right? I'll take out my philosophy file from first year. As you can see here, you would write general philosophy. You'll have some notes. And then this is my logic. Where is my writing? Yep, this is my writing. You'll have to write an essay. So as you can see here, you read and then you write an essay. Now, of course, you can't exactly write an essay in that sense for your personal statements because you're not in Oxford yet. But what you can do is to show the abilities or show your ability to write via writing for school publications. So let me show you. Your school might have a humanities journal, scientific journal. So I wrote about philosophy in this journal. So you could go to the Scientific Harrovian. I was at Harrow, Hong Kong. And then you notice one of the works, Cantor's Paradise Infinity on Earth. Guess who wrote that? That is indeed myself. So that is one of the ways you can show it. Alternatively, you can self-publish a book. Christianity for All is what I've self-published. Or you could look for journals online. There's a lot of journals in certain fields, which are not even academic or peer-reviewed journals, but just casual writing instruments or casual journals like these, like an Unexpected Journal, which I've written, of course, after I've graduated. This was more recent. But you could find journals like these where you can submit works to them and maybe they'll accept it, so you can add that to your personal statement to say, well, all right, I can write, because writing is the culmination of your ability or your skills in comprehension, because you could read, understand something, and then you could write about it. Now, finally, how do you discuss something? Well, the way in which you discuss something is really just practice. Talk to a friend about philosophy. Find other people who you can talk to, who you like talking to, and talk to them about philosophy. Hopefully, if they're applying to the same subject, you killed two birds with one stone, you're helping each other. But a good example of this, if you go to my philosophy channel, Philosophy for All, and go back 1 year in the past, or two, actually no, not even 1 year, go back 3 years to the very start of the channel, and watch some of the videos. I was discussing philosophy with a friend called Warren, and we just talked about philosophical ideas every single moment of our lives, and then we helped building that discussion side of things. So I hope these 3 tips kind of help you to kind of illustrate the 3 things that you should be demonstrating to admissions officers when you are applying for a philosophy-related course at Oxford. And this applies kind of across the board to all the other humanities as well. You start off with reading, you then go write something about it, and then you learn how to discuss. If you master those 3 skills, you put yourself in an advantage. I hope you've enjoyed this subject, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know whether you enjoyed this kind of friendly, tourish type of video. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you there.